Hello and welcome to Roll to One. I am Jaden. I'm here with Andy. I'm here with Zane. I'm here with Jackson. I'm here with Ross. Who's your favorite Chris? My favorite Chris is Chris Cross Applesauce. Like and subscribe, because that's what we do here. If you're watching this one, you're either really lucky because the algorithm pushed it towards you, or you are a risk taker. And either way, I appreciate you.
What about the loyal fans?
No, none of those. It's not possible. It's not on the list.
No, actually, if you are sticking around a lot and you do care about this thing we do, tell me. Tell me in the comments. I would appreciate knowing who you are. What do you mean? They already like and subscribe. We already talked about that.
Unless they don't.
I mean,
I would.
Okay. Well, yikes.
Wow. Too bad.
It's only because I don't want you to feel good, Jaden.
I logged on to his Google TV and subscribed for him.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
That's true.
Gosh, how many devices can you subscribe for? Like with your
one account.
You have your just one account. I see. So you could TV. You could make an account for each.
I guess so. You could do 5 accounts in one house.
Time to start making burner emails.
You guys should do that for us.
I mean, I do have a burner email.
We got to pump that watch time up.
Yeah, I feel like everyone has at least one burner.
In this day and age.
I'm not going to say anything else. Let's get ready for tonight's episode of Orbit 21. As much as I wish this was a purely visual medium, it's not. It's mainly podcasty. It's like an audiobook, like a radio production. Therefore, you can switch over to YouTube Music if you want to listen to this. And that makes me happy too. You can also buy merchandise. My shirt says Roll to One. Ross's shirt says Roll to One. Zane's shirt says Ready to Roll, and you will see them in a second. Andy's shirt is unavailable, even though he wears it every time. But if you want to make him happy, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a shirt in blue that you can buy from us on Roll21.com. Roll21.com. What did you say? All right. Get your cans to your ears and your strings between them, because this is going to be a doozy tonight. The group successfully neutralized the South African crime boss and several of his gang members. However, 2 of those criminals managed to escape by car. Taking advantage of this window, the party swiftly collected their loot and flew their ship to the hospital. Upon landing, they decided to split up. Jovthor and Memory investigated the potential of the acquired chips that they got from the drug deal, discovering their capability to bypass Earth's firewall. Scott tapped into the public Wi-Fi. It is going to be a doozy. I didn't know why. You guys, pardon me. Scott uncovered the Tahosha, the Japanese gang in town, and they have a keen interest in these newly acquired chips. Meanwhile, Ewan headed to the bar, possibly to grieve for his friend. And to the bar we pick up. Ewan, you are wearing green per the usual. Your space suit. God.
Are you okay?
It was all that sneezing from last episode.
Oh my God. All right.
Finally caught up with him.
I think it may have.
You do a. I don't even know. I have no jokes.
You need to lay off the pollen, son.
Here we go. You're in a bar. It is a simple line, and there are benches, and there are people sitting at these chairs.
You've done better.
Wow.
Anyway,
It's a bar. Got it.
Smoke on the air.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
It's a
Got
bar.
it.
Yeah.
And you sit down in one of the empty chairs, and the bartender approaches with but a simple nod.
Robot?
2 shots. Go tequila. Blanco.
Shame.
The bartender turns, a sound of a swiveling machine, and arms. Makes your drink with precision, perfection. And places it before you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and close out the tab.
The robot turns as if to create the illusion of opening a tab.
Is he also wiping a glass?
How much? How much is the tab?
How much is the tab? Well, that would be the secret, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It's a
You
bar.
can either close the tab, or if you go, how much is that? You know, that's
think
always.
I
I said I was gonna.
You can just
I was gonna say I said
buy
I was
the
gonna
drinks.
close the tab. Yeah.
I think you open a tab if you keep it running.
Oh, then yeah, I'm just gonna buy the drinks.
There you go.
Oh, then you buy it outright.
I'm new to this.
You pay a couple credits.
Okay. Fair enough.
What is
So
going
he
through?
is.
What is going through your head?
It's hard to realize he's gone. Out of the 6 of us from Caterpillar Squad, I'm now the sole survivor.
Beautiful butterfly.
Stop. Stop.
The man's mourning.
This is Jackson.
I'm not there.
He's coming into roleplay maturity, and you're butchering this moment.
I was the first little bug that popped in my head. Give me this.
No, I like it.
Roll with it.
That's what it is now.
All right, so you're reminiscing of old battles and times before,
The good old days.
the good old days, right? You imagine all these men with their helmets off, cards in their hands, laughter echoing.
Never thought it'd come to this. I always figured I'd be the next one to pass. Not him. Not that I'm surprised by what he became. But I'm surprised about what I did. And what little I did to stop it.
Of course, it was the 6 of you, but there was somebody who led you. This person who was always a station above, who never seemed to give you any break. He still lives, wherever he is.
Not how I envisioned it, but okay.
Just yes and me.
Yeah.
And
It's called improv, Jackson.
I was Rupert Hayes.
No.
No. Bad
Would have
ending.
recognized him.
Yeah. What was his name?
You don't need a name. You can just call him Sergeant Butterfly.
Sergeant Monarch.
Captain Monarch.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Drill Sergeant Monarch to you.
I love it. Or you can call whatever you want.
Sergeant Pyle.
Sergeant Pyle.
Sergeant Fire. All right.
Sergeant Pyle. All right, so Sergeant Pyle is kind of you're drinking, and the more you drink, the more you pay drink by drink. The more this image comes to your mind of this man who leading you all into this war that the the solar system is a part of. You wearing your blue armor that is now painted green, you can't help but to reminisce, right, as you are. Now, you look up on the screen, and it's no wonder you've been thinking of Pyle, because there he is, mugshot and all, arrested for something. But they're not turning up the volume, and the closed captions are not on.
Bartender, you need to turn on closed captions or turn up the volume hair. Don't want to see the report.
The robot heads over to a small square. No buttons on it, yet again creating an illusion that it isn't connected to the larger infrastructure. Aiming its arm with this small box up into the air, the TV automatically turns up. And you hear only the tail end of this newscast, the professional voice finishing its final remark, saying, "Terror. Attack." And that's all you catch.
On the towers that are right there?
As it switches over to the next story. A new litter of puppies. Bred for their expertise in
You can turn it
mathematics.
That sounds like a Nimbus
I thought
thing.
I was going to say, was it a Nimbus?
I don't know.
You can turn it off. I'm going to do the classic, I take one of the shots and I put the other in the air, take it, and walk out. I've paid for the drinks, so.
Yeah. On your way out, a person at least you assume it's a person, it's more of a trench coat at this point, that bumps into you on your way out.
Sorry about that.
I would imagine that the audience sees the badge on their hip, but you do not.
It's Rupert Hayes.
Everyone's Rupert Hayes.
And no one is.
And you exit the bar. Heading back to your troop, you all reconvene at the ship.
I'm taking a short rest.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Or a long rest, depending on how long
So
we do things.
So we've got the syringes.
okay, awesome.
Probably don't get them mixed up with the other syringes.
You know what? That's probably a good idea. Because one will heal you. One, actually, I don't even know exactly what the syringes do.
Well, I think he told us that it would.
Something about making us immune for one round and then making us
Invincible.
exhausted for one round.
Yeah, something like that.
Resting.
He can rest and chill. He can talk while resting.
So, with that, Jovthor is going to go over to the case where we have the 6 vials of the Muteki.
Mm-hmm.
That's the drug for you listeners at home.
And for us sometimes.
And for us. I wrote it down because I know I will forget it.
You wrote it down
sessions.
this time.
I wrote it down this time.
Moving on.
In between the session.
Indeed.
And then I'm going to bring out my data pad and cast Identify again so I can get all of the specific information.
So this time, you take your finger, because I hate Identify. It's just you get it for free.
I know.
But no, I like it. So
Yeah.
you just take the syringe and you just pinprick yourself. You click just barely, a little bit.
Yeah.
Your mouth goes numb for a second. And then you feel your earlobes go numb. And you feel kind of the rest of your body go numb. And you're very numb for a second. And you count to 6. And you feel absolutely nothing. And then right after that, there's like a wash of... you ever felt like the back of your eyes bring the sleepiness to the front of your face?
Oh, yeah.
Like that wash of just instant tiredness right before you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that feeling, but you can't like do it on purpose.
Right.
And it's that feeling that happens right there after that. And it's uncomfortable.
Right.
But those first 6 seconds didn't quite feel like you were immune to everything. It felt more like you had a 20 in all of your stats for 6 seconds.
Okay.
Your physical stats.
Right.
So, to be literal, you have immunity to all damage, a constitution of 20, a strength of 20, and a dexterity of 20. Wow. For 6 seconds. It is the super drug. Right? It's the hit and quit.
Right.
Why would you take a little bit of that?
How else am I going to identify what it does?
Put in a drink.
While that's happening, I'll have also taken a syringe. Do we have like a spectrometer on board? Or something equivalent?
Sure, you're a spectrometer.
Okay. And I'm just doing that. I'm like analyzing its chemical makeup and all that kind of stuff.
Spit it back out. You for sure know what it is.
0.2% iron.
Yeah, no, I think chemically you're able to deduce what he's doing, but he has like a mechanical effect. Like he can actually just benefit from like doing like he's able to what's the word?
Cast
Figure that out.
Identify.
For you, I think what's interesting is that it is going to work on you as well. But the reason that it's going to work on you is because of an entirely different reason. There's a little portion of this chemical makeup that is going to influence the liquid cooling system that you have. It's going to hyper make everything move very, very quickly. It's going to like do a wash through. And basically for every one wash that your body would normally experience, if you were to inject this in, you would experience 5 or 6 rapid fire washes so that your body was at maximum capability. So it works on you as well.
So it affects the cooling of the nanobots?
Yeah.
My nano bloodstream. Did you get it?
Nope.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
The mosquito.
So,
Mosquito.
a little metagaming here with Andy. Do you have a spell that would let you self-destruct?
Oh, like take damage to yourself?
Oh, because if he did that, he wouldn't die. Yeah.
Inject yourself with it, self-destruct, and
I
then...
don't think. No, I don't.
Okay. Sorry. I was just thinking that might be something cool.
Just mechanically, you do it on your turn, and it's an action to use it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then until the end of your next turn, you have immunity to all damage and
Oh, yeah.
strength and whatever.
Yeah. No, totally get that.
20 out stats.
So what's crazy is that you now have 2 items that very much benefit you physically and now mentally.
Yes.
Does he also identify what the cost on that one is?
Cost on that one is, I mean, it's the equivalency of
Exhaustion.
it's like for 6 of those syringes,
Price.
it equaled.
Oh, yeah. 162.
Really?
162,000.
So it did equal the other one.
I did
So
the
it's
math.
actually a fair trade,
Yep.
and they were doing it there.
They're more valuable than the chips.
Yes. Because
So I'm gonna pocket my syringe. Not trying to be sneaky, but
Yeah.
just like saying,
Yeah.
kind of implying we should all hang on to one.
yes.
So wait, what? Does what?
So effectively, Kane, you could go completely crazy, like doing damage, and you could take any damage for 6 seconds.
What did you say? What did you say?
What did they do?
No, before. What did you say? Something about like, why did they do it there? I've been thinking the same thing.
Oh yeah, but I mean, these things. It sounds like you're saying these things are like really valuable.
Yeah, I mean, each one of these chips is worth at least 60,000 credits, and like, if assuming that everything's equivalent, like they were doing a fair exchange, that would make each of the vials of this drug like 160,000 credits.
But why would they do it there?
And the slums? That's a great question.
And
I don't
moreover,
know.
why would the not Muteki, well, the other guys?
Tahosha?
Yeah. Why would they not send anyone to protect the goods?
I don't know.
maybe they're trying to keep it under the radar.
Surely it wasn't just that one guy that. Well, I didn't actually see what happened with him, but
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it.
So
okay, I don't need to worry about it.
can I divvy up the chits between us?
You're gonna give those out to people?
Sorry, what?
No. I don't think that we should just necessarily give all these out. Maybe we can have each of us hold on to one. But I feel like we, for security reasons, and because these effectively what these chips do is they allow you to hack into any computer or do anything on any computer. They are an amazing piece of technology. I have never seen workmanship quite like this.
Are you able to download anything to it?
No, that's not how these work. These pretty much allow you to bypass firewalls and functionally achieve whatever you are trying to program to do. So,
Scott's gonna take 6,
okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, one second. I'm just going to write all this down. Okay. So, and then Joe Thor is going to keep 1 on him. Yeah. So, you have 6. I have 1. Are you guys... Do you guys want it for any reason?
I certainly hope Al doesn't take you over again.
I hope not.
I'll take 1 just in case I need it. I don't
Okay.
think I'll need it though.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably take 1
Yeah,
just in case I
it
need it.
overcomes shortcomings as well. Like you wouldn't have to be an amazing hacker to participate in some hacking activity.
That's why I'm taking 1.
Same.
I took 6.
So, I'm contemplating Kane's question. We just participated in a drug deal. At least I watched you all do that.
Participated. No, we came out clean.
Too clean. It doesn't make sense.
Arguably.
Why there? Why so clean? Why so simple?
Why does such a small gang?
and such a high value.
Well, why
Is
don't
that-
we go back and ask the
These seem like
boys?
questions for someone far more omniscient.
Like that idea.
I see what you're doing.
I'm not saying jack crap.
You're saying a lot of things.
Remember, you're saying a lot.
I don't know that I see what he's
Yeah, but
doing.
how can we distill this into a single question
Yeah.
that is answered yes or no?
I think I have an idea.
Now I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
I think I have an idea about that.
Okay.
Want to try it?
Well, do we want to discuss it, or are you confident enough that you want to use one of your questions with
Oh,
the
that's a
comedian?
good idea. I was thinking first, what's the name of that gang again?
The Tahosha?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the Tohosha know where we are?
Probably not.
Probably not.
If the answer is yes, then that means that we were supposed to take this stuff.
Right.
Was their plan?
Oh, I see the logic in that.
It seems that there was a prior arrangement made with Ewan's old friend that did not involve us.
Yeah, it does seem that way.
But plans can change.
Well, the thing was
Not
is
on
that
the fly. Not
the-
like that.
the man that arrived,
Yeah, you're
the South African gang, he showed up and seemingly knew that he was going to be able to handle Christian. And, of course, the man that you all dispatched quickly.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he knew he was getting away with what he was getting away with.
He probably just wanted the drug.
He did come with superior firepower.
It could be an inside job.
Could be.
Or were you placed there specifically? To Caden's point.
By Al?
I didn't even think of that.
Who else?
I don't know.
Do you have any update on finding your father?
No, I've been sitting here in front of the computer thinking about what my next two questions might be, and that was one of them.
We could ask if he's on Earth, if we knew how to ask for him.
You mean asking directly for, like, if he's here on Earth? You're just saying,
I guess.
Well, I feel like a more important question is if he's alive. Just because he could be dead and buried here. Hate to be grim, but
I just don't know if it's my question to ask.
So, let's talk with the comedian. Kane, why don't you ask your one question? Because we each get 3, so I'm not saying that you should waste them, but we thought about these, and these are good questions. So, Kane, why don't you ask your question, and then we can go from there. And then,
I can ask if her father's alive too.
or do we want Memory to ask
What was
her
his
second
name?
question?
I don't know what my question was going to be. What was the question?
What was his name again?
Leo?
Yes.
My father's name is Leo Cray.
Okay, I assume we need the full name, probably.
I feel like we should modify the question about her father and say, is her father alive and on this planet?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Because that,
kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
well, we know that if the answer is no, either he is dead and not on this planet, no, dead and on the planet, or he is alive and not on the planet.
How specific would the communion be if we were to ask that?
Yes, no questions.
I get yes, no, but that's a yes, no, but that's a 2-part question.
No, it's not.
From my understanding of what the communion is, from what I've been able to see since I've been on the ship, is that it's a binary system. Able to give you, does it have knowledge of the thing that you're asking or not? And if it does have the knowledge to give you an answer, then it will give you an answer. And if it does not, it will give you a error message.
Okay.
Still wasting your question nonetheless.
Yes.
So it'll give us more than a yes question.
It gives you an error
Yes,
if
no.
it asks a question outside of its purview.
Or
So it's
error.
either here's the answer or error.
Yes.
Okay, so it can be
Yeah.
more complex than
That's
yes or no.
That's kind of what I
Sort
was
of.
asking.
Slightly.
I have to account for the fact that an AI with access to data has the answer. So if you ask it a question that it theoretically wouldn't be able to know, it's
Like,
going
how
to
do I
give you
feel
an error.
right now?
But if it did,
It's
it could,
am I happy? Error.
sure. But
Right.
if you're like, you know, where's the location of this well-known thing? It
Right.
would be like
Can
South
I-
Broadway Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no. It's gonna say, can I buy water on South Broadway? Yes.
So it's still yes or no?
Yes.
So it's yes or error.
It's
Yes, no.
It's yes, no, or error.
Okay.
So anything other than yes and no would be an error, such as, let's see.
Where is Al located on this planet?
Yeah,
That would be error.
error.
Also, it's not a yes or no answer.
That's why.
Well, right. I'm just giving you the parameters.
No, that's good.
Yep. All right.
How does knowing her father's fate help us find Al?
Didn't he make Al?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. I
Leah.
mean, he's instrumental in his design. I'm not sure exactly Al can. At this point, I'm not sure he can take entirely credit for what Al has become, but
But if
I would kind of assume that he would know possibly where Al was.
Let's say he didn't create Al on his own, he co-created Al. Who would have helped him?
I don't know.
No, I think she meant there was tampering.
so, there.
We know Tobin Kell messed with it the Red Place.
Somebody did.
Because I rewatched that episode.
Yeah.
No matter what, finding Leo will allow us to get information that we do not currently have. Whether that is locating Al, hacking into Al, or coming up with strategies in which we can either negotiate with or attack Al.
Have we figured out why, Scott, you have this thing that you do?
His directive?
Did we know about this, or
He
is that
doesn't
not-
know
You're
about that.
referring
You
to
don't know
the
about that.
directive?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Do we
memory.
know why you do this thing you do?
What do you mean?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
What?
I mean, how are you able to find the communion to begin with?
You being a robot?
I've been equipped with adequate skills.
Sure, but there's had to be something more. I mean, I'm a phenomenal hacker, and even I didn't see the inside to the communion.
So
Maybe you don't have the same insight that a machine does.
Good job.
I'm just wondering if there might be some sort of a connection to when you've felt the need that your expertise is beyond. If that makes sense.
do you feel like there is a guiding hand to... so, Scott, do you feel like there's a guiding hand to when you start following your directive? Or do you feel like when you follow your directive, then you have the guiding hand?
You mean like Al?
Al or some other creator or AI or
Joe
something?
Thor, do you feel like there is a guiding hand when you climb like a monkey?
That is a philosophy question. Are we talking philosophy?
You asked a similar question.
Computers and robots, whether they have souls or not, is another philosophy question. But at their fundamental, robots run on a series of ones and zeros, or if we're talking quantum computing, superpositions of atoms or electrons.
What are we talking about?
I think you're missing my point.
I know. Joe Thor as the smart one.
Joe Thor rants.
Joe Thor rants, and when he hits
Very well role played. I love it.
Both of your species were created by humans. Get over it. Shut up.
But if we're moving away from philosophy, I get what you're saying. You feel it's not necessarily that something is controlling you. You are in control of your own actions.
It is my nature.
Okay.
It's interesting. I'm just trying to figure out why. Not that I don't believe that you're a decent hacker. I'm just confused on why you were able to find it so simply.
I am also unaware.
Might be something to ask about.
How?
Not sure. I mean, it's yes or no's. It seems like having infinite possibilities is getting in our way. We should just take chances and risks. I mean, now that I know
Yes.
that my friends are dead, I've been able to work past this.
Yes.
Our friends are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your first question.
Yeah. Yep. That was.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. All right. So, questions. Scott will access the communion. Kane, you will ask the question.
Okay.
Well, are you using two questions? Using one.
At least two. Maybe I'll use all three.
Okay. And
I
then
want to just have some fun in life.
I'm going to hold my questions so that I can ponder on the wording of things I want to ask. Ewan, are you asking a question?
Taking a short rest.
Oh, all right, you can still ask questions. And then, Scott, are you going to be asking any questions yourself?
I might.
Okay.
I might, depending on what pops up. I don't know yet.
All right. Should we access the community?
I think I've got a third one now. What's the name of the gang again?
The Kohosha.
Tahosha.
Tahosha
Tahosha.
and Leo Cray.
Yeah.
Leo Cray.
And what was the name of that one guy, your friend?
Oh. Are we talking about the sergeant or
No.
dead one?
Devin.
Dead one?
Christian.
Christian Haylanter.
Hey Lantern?
Haylanter, no N.
Hey Lantern.
All right.
Okay. So Scott, you very quickly
Do it.
a series of keystrokes pull up access to the breathing apparatus known as the communion. It begins to show up a visual spectrum of audio that seems to carry like breath along its heartbeat of sorts. It's bizarre that it just kind of breathes.
What's Memory's dad's name again?
Leo Cray.
Leo Cray.
Communion.
Don't ask it a question.
What?
All right, I'm going to ask questions now. So. All right, I'm
What?
Gonna, I'm going to do it. Okay.
The assumption was he was going to go first because you didn't ever say you were going to ask anything. You said you
Leo
might.
Cray.
Oh, I thought you guys were having me. ask the
Kohosha.
communion.
No. They were just you were just getting it up.
Oh, okay.
You're good.
Yeah, you're just turning it on.
Does the Tahosha know where we are?
No.
Is Leo Cray alive and on Earth?
Yes.
Okay. In the drug deal where Christian Haylighter died, was it a setup?
Yes. It's really hard to illustrate. Basically, what you'll see here's basically what happens is you hear the beginning of error, and then it goes. Yes.
And Jovthor will see that and be like, interesting. Just thinking, like,
I'm taking note
computers.
on that.
yeah. All right. And then Jovthor is just going to look around to everyone else. He's going to look at Scott, Memory, Ewan, and just without saying anything, he's just going to raise his eyebrows, kind of leading.
I think
But-
that went well.
Yes. Thank you for using your 3 questions.
All right, Scott, I think we are good.
Escape.
Okay. I feel
Wow.
like that was a good. That was a good.
wonderful.
That was a
Good to
good
know
use.
Dad's alive.
All right.
Ain't on Earth.
Do we need to
So-
I'm looking for him
find
for a while. Since I've been trying to find him for a while. I thought I saw him on the ship back when you guys were taking your intergap flight.
Our first
What?
one.
Yeah, I thought I saw that signature. It ended up being Scott.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right.
That was a long time ago.
So we've narrowed down where your
Was it?
father is, Memory.
Or was it?
Sure, a planet.
We need to. Yes. Which, and we know he's alive, so that is good.
alive.
I know that was a question that we had.
He's your dad, and you're telling me you can't call him.
I don't know if you've. Let me put it this way: Earth to Ewan, you can't make a call here.
You can't get a hold of him.
No, not without getting past the firewall.
And
We have a way to do that now.
Theoretically.
yes, but it's not as simple as just getting past the firewall. It's communicating with the right people and the right channels and all that, which we can do.
And it's
But
64 grand to try every time.
and
61.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine having to being like, All right. Love you, Mom. Bye. $64,000.
That's call and collect.
Whoo!
That's more than a lot of people make a year.
That's like how the U.S. government spends money in Invincible.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's funny. Gosh. Yeah. So anyway,
Is that? I actually haven't. Oh, wait, you said Invincible is
like the TV show.
yeah, because they're just like
watched
we
the
can
video.
rebuild him. Spends $180 million
I think
to
he's-
just like build his foot.
It's like $6 million to teleport every time Cecil teleports around.
Yeah.
really.
He teleports like a lot.
Yeah. That's the U.S. government, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Okay.
worked for them.
Yep.
All right. So
Just wait till you see where I put the Chinese in this world.
Do they have their do they have their capital ship flying around orbiting Earth?
They
Looks
have,
like a
they have a
half-eaten
location.
donut.
yeah, we'll figure it out. All right. So we know it was a setup. What does that tell us?
That I need to go kill the motherfucker that did it.
No.
Pretty harsh language.
Because the
You say
Toshida
that word all the time on here.
I'm doing that in a British accent.
Language.
Right. I'm
Bloody
that's
language.
a pretty harsh language.
All right, Kane. What were you saying?
the Toshida don't know where we are, which means it wasn't a setup of us by them.
It was a different setup. Someone was.
It was probably a setup of them by, well, like, it could have been an inside job, I guess.
Could have been. And if it was an inside job, why do the Japanese want to get the Tahosha? Why do they want to get the
Why do they want the South
Muteki.
Africans to have?
the Muteki?
Why do they want? No. Why do they want the South Africans to have? Yes. Why do they want them to have that?
Yeah.
Because they don't want the chips, which is more alarming to me.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be someone who was working with them?
I don't know. Do we need to?
Perhaps they are the fall guys.
Oh.
Oh, for something more sinister.
Let me say this. The police, how fast were they going to arrive?
30 seconds, approximately.
Average about 30 seconds response time.
Do we assume that with the way that was handled, that the police would have arrived at all? Hit a bat.
With what we did,
He also had
yes.
2 snipers.
With what we did, yes, the police would have arrived.
But-
if we had not,
If we had not been involved,
we
then
had-
the police would not have arrived.
No.
not unless they have other ways to indicate when
So
violence
this was
occurs.
completely meant to be
Under the table.
invisible.
I think it may have been a setup for the seller. The seller may have been set up to be taken advantage of.
Get rid of Christian? Oh, he's not important.
No.
Transfer the product.
I think we need to go investigate the Tahosha.
Hell, I think we should head back to this. Oh, they clean up the scene of the crime, don't they? Where do those vans go?
That's a great question.
What if we could just see what's in the pile?
Scott, do you think you can go back into the hospital and go onto the computer in there and see where CSIs and crime scene cleanup crews take all of the waste?
CSC.
Is there like another place that I could do this? Other than the hospital?
The library.
Fantastic question. You are looking for a location that you could figure out where they take the bodies. That's a good question.
And other
They take the bodies to the ORB.
Which is right next to the,
Towers.
yeah.
Well, perhaps. I mean, we might be able to find something at the Vanguard Armory. Instead of just going head on into the ORB. It's going to be like heavily fortified.
I just am confused on why all this is happening. Sorry. I was trying to put it all together.
Same.
memory. That is a great question. What we assume that Al has a hand in all this because he's kind of been at the center of everything we've done so far.
Have we
He's-
once attempted to walk through everything that we know? Or has it all just been so fast-paced that we haven't had time?
What do you mean?
I don't think we've.
What do we
It's the
know?
latter.
What do we know? That is a great question. All right.
Sorry, I don't want to slow
No.
things down. I just think it might be important.
Great question. I'm getting my notes.
Well, we know that my creator, Leonard Cray, created Al,
Oh,
who
yes.
then created something, who then turned into something different than what he is, or originally created as.
Right.
You know that Al brought us together for a reason, and that Al's motivations have since changed, or his attitude towards us has since changed over the course of our dealings with him.
Right. And ever since Al's creation, my father has left us alone. That's an added detail. I don't know if that factors in.
I don't think it would have been in our experience.
No, she's just adding that.
Yeah. And then we know that is the people that were experimenting on you, are they tied to this in any way?
Yeah, how do you fit in all this? Because we were all, you four, were told to be the ones who would save my father and help us all figure out what was going on. I mean, Al said that you were destined for something.
But he also wants to kill all of us, too.
Well, we know that now, but what was his purpose? What were you supposed to be
I don't know.
assembled for?
Maybe it has something to do with the friends.
What friends?
You know, the ones in the sandy place.
Oh, you're super friends?
Oh no, the bugs.
Well, they were sort of super. Some of them were. Some of them were a little less than super. We looked down on them, but
We still don't know exactly how that happened. Because from the sounds of it, you were quite
Can you
a
have to
distance.
describe to us in character what he saw?
Well, you
Not a
guys
ton.
know. You guys know what he saw because you've now seen one.
a bit.
Because we saw
Remember
it on Nimbus.
the picture of our thumbnail that is like terrifying.
Okay.
That one of those.
It's like a thing from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
There's
It was
that.
one
but
of their
there were
experiments.
there were others too, which I haven't.
no,
which I
that's
didn't
one of the
describe
bugs. That's
extremely
one of the
well.
aliens.
Them?
Yeah, it's one of the
Okay.
aliens.
All right.
But there were others that I didn't describe extremely well.
Right. So we know that there are other aliens out there. We don't necessarily know that they are coming towards Earth.
Well, maybe we just know
It
that they're
could-
out there and that they
Right.
can teleport people across the cosmos.
In a blink of an eye, which
I guess.
Something about the sand.
Yeah.
Just the
Sand-
sands of time.
the sand.
Okay, Joe thought at the beginning,
Sands of space.
at the beginning of all this, there was something connected to you. How were you connected to all this?
Power source. With my little power pack that I have, I was able to create a very dense source of energy. And while I haven't had a whole lot of time to work on it since we've all gotten together, I was progressing pretty rapidly in energy storage and being able to use it in short amounts of time. So effectively, I can cause like an electrical storm very quickly, release a big burst of energy. Theoretically, functionally, I'm still working out the kinks. Correct.
Interesting.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
Just making sure that's what
You
you were
know your
referring to.
character better than I do.
Right. Okay. I'm just making sure that that's what you were referring
Yeah.
to.
So you're here because of power. You're here because you and Al are essentially brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You're here because aliens? And you're here because why?
I was honorably discharged from the military and I kill people for a living. I don't know what exactly you're looking for there.
Oh gosh, I think you might be the fall guy.
Huh?
Wouldn't be shocked.
So, Al wants us to do something, and if Ewan is supposed to be the fall guy, then it's something big. It's something bad.
Something.
Because with our capabilities, Ewan, you are one of the most unique people in the galaxy. Sorry, Kane. Kane.
And Kane's like,
you call him?
Ewan.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
I was.
Kane's an atom bomb. What do you mean?
Means a lot to hear. I've been
Ewan?
going through it recently.
Ewan, you are one of the most unique people on the planet. For a very different reason.
there's lots of Ewans in the psych ward.
Kane, you have.
Been there. What fun.
You have access to
Same.
science and technology that we don't fully understand yet. I am able to store and create large amounts of energy in short periods of time. And Scott is, as Memory said, pretty much brothers with Al.
I think we need to find her dead and get her answers. Because I don't want to be a fall guy for no one.
Is Al aware of the aliens?
Oh gosh,
Can't you
that's a
ask him?
terrifying thought.
That could be a question that we ask the
he's-
communion the next time.
He's
But
aware of me.
Oh, that's a good question. I want to ask that question.
the only question is, would the communion know about...
Al knowing that.
Oh.
Well, no, I feel like the communion is an both advanced and simple enough piece of technology that it would know if Al does, but how many people know about the aliens?
Well, would Al shield his knowledge from the communion? Because while the communion's basically an unthinking thing, Al would have like a motivation and goals and aims.
Right.
So he might be able to like.
Yeah, but those have been altered recently, haven't they?
I know, but like he would be autonomously able to restrain information from leaking.
What was the error
Perhaps.
message? What was the error message? When we almost received an error and then it corrected.
Was
it a setup?
setup?
Was it a setup? Why did it change?
Perhaps
Because it got added.
perhaps the communion has merged with Al in some way.
I'm not sure that's correct. But I do know that whatever we do, that it's updating in real time.
It could have found the information?
Either the police report got added in, or somebody added some information
At that moment,
at that moment.
Very fortuitous.
I don't think that like two people that ran off in the car would have added that. So either it was the police report or Al's
There
watching.
was some setup.
Yeah.
But why was it set up in that moment? Why did we find out a difference?
were we set up or was the drug dealer set up?
The drug dealer.
Yes, because the Toshi doesn't know where we are.
Just because they don't know. I mean, there should be no way that they should know about us.
I think I have my next question.
All right.
Want to do it? Let's have fun.
All right, so you pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, "Is Al still listening?" Yes.
Did you mean listening to us?
She just like backs up. And she's like,
Mic drop.
"I don't know how to feel right now."
I'm just gonna.
Ewan.
Is just gonna get the duct tape back out and put it over Scott's eyes and ears again.
It's not me.
No, we know it's not him.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it for the fun gimmick.
Yeah.
Can't be too safe out there.
Okay.
Is he listening to the communion?
Okay, so
Is that your next question?
No, he doesn't have
didn't
any.
have-
Yes.
He doesn't have any. He doesn't
Yes,
have
it
any
is.
more-
He
I'll
doesn't
ask
hear
one.
nothing.
I'll
Okay.
ask one.
Have you merged with Al?
Error.
perhaps Al is the one adding things that the communion is reading. Perhaps Al is still trying to direct us.
Maybe the communion is listening to Al.
To what? Our
As Al
deaths?
listens to us talk to the communion.
But how is
Yes.
Al listening to us?
You know that's something crazy to me? How we have this amazing ship.
We stole it.
Oh, were you going to
but-
say that? Is that what you said?
I was going to do a diagnostic on the ship,
Oh, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
so I do that.
All right.
Go ahead and make a data check.
Well, let's.
Use the chip.
And Jove Thor's going to join him.
Use the
and
chip.
Do everything. Not.
We're
Not
doing
yet.
two
Yeah.
independent ones, or are you
Well,
assisting?
memory. Let's track back. We stole the ship
Yeah,
after we
yes.
were
Use
the
arrested by
chip
the police.
independently. Potentially, we'll use the chip.
Arrested by the police. Someone
26.
amazing and a phenomenal detective chasing us down.
26.
26. Diagnostic on the ship. Serial numbers have been totally removed from the system, and this ship doesn't exist.
Looking specifically, I'm looking for owls.
Looking for owl
Signs of owl.
for owl syndrome in
I
this
feel
ship
like
here.
that's some of it. Remember us at the very in the first
there's
episode?
here's the thing. His fingerprints are all over it right now.
I thought that was what Memory was doing when we were on
and
Nimbus,
you are all over it right now. But you're looking around, and you're looking for something that seems like Al,
Right.
and you find basically you track like a record, and this record is essentially that this particular ship was granted or like was caught very, very shortly after you arrived to Mars.
So that leads me to
It
assume
leads you to these, the
owl
assumption you
arranged
have.
for that.
Yeah. So it's not like there's not like an easy access, but like you can check
Right.
the log in that way.
Right.
What'd you order?
And then I guess while Scott's doing that, Jovthor is going to do a physical examination. So go over to that shelf where apparently I hadn't looked the last month we've been on the ship.
Yep.
And
The shelf.
yeah, so that first check that shelf.
Yep.
And then
Then check all the other shelves.
and then go from there. So what do I find on that shelf?
Aside from death, what did you do to me?
I swear it's allergies. From me.
Allergies.
But
Like today, man. Like I don't know. It was like literally I watched you, and now I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just dying.
It's sympathetic allergies.
I hope so.
your body's like, wait a minute. I have allergies.
So you asked a question. What'd you say?
So, what is on that shelf that I've not looked on the last month that we've been on the ship?
And you're attempting to make a roll for this, or you're just looking on the shelf?
Like investigation.
Well, yeah, investigation. So I'm looking on the shelf, seeing what I see, and if I need to make a roll, I will.
No, I mean, I don't think you find anything new. I think you kind of all have exhausted the ship as any potential more clues,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. So, and then I guess he'll start doing kind of a hardware check, looking at all the different computers and everything that's in the cockpit, and seeing if there's anything that should not be there or is kind of out of the norm for a ship, other than kind of what he would expect to see.
Well, I'll just put it this way. Scott's like a mosquito. And then
Sucking blood.
every computer that he accesses, he leaves a little itch behind. Al does the same thing. The unfortunate reality is that itch is identical.
Is Scott Al?
Perhaps I was meant to be an avatar for Al.
I don't know.
I hear that was a very
Ow,
mediocre
that's
movie.
Here's something interesting. You mentioned the name. What did you say? His name was something with the tech hub.
Red Plains Tech Hub,
What was his name?
Tobin Kell.
How does he fit into this?
Well,
We talked to Al, and his name came up, didn't it?
I was rewatching episodes. That's the only reason I brought that up. Well, the episode that we released today, as of when we recorded this, Tobin interfered with Al somehow while he was at the tech hub.
Interesting.
On Mars?
Yeah.
Because Scott, you're purple.
Yes, instead of red or blue.
Why?
I'm unaware. All I know is that I am unique.
There was that paint problem. I fixed it.
A
you
paint
know, you
problem?
painted green.
Yeah.
You and I can
Was there
match.
some sort of any other problem associated with that, or was it just a simple error?
Well, I just Fonzied it, and that fixed it.
I thought you told me you kicked it.
I'm just
It worked.
tired of coincidences.
I doubt that there are coincidences, but we don't know why or how it's all
What
happening.
does it all mean?
My coincidence?
So here's
Sorry, I'm done.
here's the fun thing. Let's walk through for a second.
Yeah.
Scott, you have a logic unit in your head,
Yep.
and I'm gonna just give you a cheesy directive here.
Cool.
You have a logic unit in your head. That logic unit was placed in your head by someone who created something interesting. Who was that person?
Oh, that was Tobin Kill.
Yeah.
Tobin Kell. Tobin Kell. He's associated with what?
Red Plains Tech Hub.
Where did you get your body from?
Red Plains Tech Hub?
Correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
that your
One
model.
of the franchises.
Yeah.
One of the franchise.
Right.
We don't know which one.
Your
The
mistake
one on Mars.
of your color has to do with an assembly line.
Yes.
You were purchased by who?
Leonard Gray.
What did he do?
Modified me.
Who did he make?
Al.
Okay, what are you?
Am I Al?
No, what are you?
Mini Al.
You are what plus what?
2.
What?
You are the Red Plains Tech Hub and the work of Tobin Kell, plus
Plus Leonard Gray.
the work of Leonard Gray. Which
Okay.
means that everything that associated with those two people you can converge into what you are experiencing. So any clues about you are going to be found where?
The Red Plains Tech Hub.
Tech Hub, and
Leonard Gray.
Leonard Gray.
Well, I was looking at locations to go to next, and I needed a reason.
No, I'm just saying that's
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me like that's like that. Joe Thor, he's got a power thing, which means he needs to figure out what he needs to search, and the context that he found for power and potential craziness was what?
The flare.
The anomaly.
Yeah. The
He's connected to aliens, and that's a big can of worms.
yes.
And clearly, he's
Insights related.
something's going there psychologically. He's not all there, which is okay, but Ewan is the fall guy.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Okay.
And we've learned that almost everyone in his unit has either been killed or has participated in terrorist attacks or has gone to be a drug dealer.
And then we kill.
Ah. Yeah.
Right.
So it all seems to connect to me.
I hope
Is what Scott says. Is what Scott says. And scene.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Well, Scott, that was a very nice description of everything going
No, I
on.
don't think that was unfair. I think that
Yeah,
was me
no,
just being like,
no.
here's all that we know. We've played for months and
Yeah. No.
No, it was very helpful.
Been a while.
As a player, I appreciate it. As a character, Scott, thank you for all of that logic.
No
and
worries.
story.
I just had to find the right words.
it's like an out-of-body experience.
All right. So, it sounds like maybe we should go to the Red Plains Tech Hub here on Earth. See what we can find. Maybe Al's there. Hopefully not, because I feel like we're probably not prepared for that. Once we eliminate some options, what we can do is we can talk with the hopefully talk with the communion and ask a specific question on where Al may be. It appears as if Al is listening in on us somehow. We don't know how.
I checked my duct tape device jammer.
Your duct tape device jammer is working.
Memory, is there any chance he's listening in through you?
Oh.
And I know I can ask you this question because you are human enough that you are independent of Al,
No, that's true.
but you are tech.
When was the last time I
Am
hacked?
I-
Do you guys remember?
Human enough?
Last time you hacked?
Yeah, last time I did a big hack. One of those that I can only do once a day.
The taxi escape.
No.
Robot dog.
I thought I did one here.
On
Robot
Earth?
docks. Yeah, when we were escaping the ORB on the moon.
Or was it?
On Europa.
I thought it was here.
Did you do something with the ORB here?
I did something.
What? I don't think Memory's done anything with hacking on Earth.
I don't think so.
I did something.
We had to
You're
get
not hacked
close
on
enough.
Earth. Last I can remember was you trying to wipe the serial numbers off the ship.
Well, I did that.
Right. So, let's just review what we did from Earth. So we got to Earth. We turned invisible, went through, did not blow up the enter gap gates, unfortunately.
I found a place to lay low.
Found a place to lay low. We landed. We found a turret. Well, met with your friends.
Yeah, got a tarp, watched people die, came back,
I could've sworn I
did
did
the fight,
something.
and that was it.
A little more than watching.
But it could have been the.
I think it was before we left.
Yeah.
It was
I think
right
she did
before we
something big, and I remember it being like, I could do this once per day.
Yes, I do remember you saying that, but I'm pretty sure that was before we went into the interview.
Well, whatever.
It definitely was robot dogs.
Whatever that was, I still feel like that's something that maybe she's putting together and probably willing to say, yeah, sure, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Because you have to think about Al has not at least responded to at all anything that has happened when you guys were independent.
That is true.
To when we were independent.
Yeah, when you were with memory, everything is when shit hits the fan.
Right.
Right, like when you got back together after Joe Thor's planet mission.
Right.
That's when things started to get weird.
Do we have another jammer?
She's a computer, so it's like it's hard.
Well, so am I.
Well, but then you'd be jamming her ability to do what she does.
Okay, so hold hands and the signal transfer, right?
Sorry.
Sorry, did you want me to do that in character
No, I mean,
so it would
but
make
I'm
more
saying,
sense?
what I'm saying is that if you do that, you nerf her, which is
Right.
fine.
Well, we could nerf her, and then she could unnerf herself anytime she like needs to do something.
Oh, I see.
But would risk,
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to that. I guess.
Alfection.
How do we? Okay.
so-
I can begin working on one of those.
Okay. Let me help you, just with my tech skills and all of that.
Then we can get a big one and stick it on the ship.
Maybe.
Bro, what
What?
the frack, dude?
I'm sorry.
you want-
starting to die.
Do you want
I'm
some
so
Zyrtec?
sorry.
You know what it could be? This is an interesting thought, and I know the audience is super curious. You could have mold. I'm just something. It could be mold related.
I started sneezing this morning away from the house.
I think it's allergies, guys.
I hate that it's allergies.
I mean,
He's
corn.
looking for anything.
Are you allergic to corn tasseling?
What is that?
When they harvest corn for the year?
No. So you know when later in the summer when the corn starts to get like hair on the top of it, like the little brown hair.
This is where you go.
This is
In
what?
the episode.
You're plus 10 seconds, plus 10 seconds, plus 10 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. For those of you who either aren't farmers or aren't from the Midwest, corn starts to tassel at the end and near the end
No,
of the
they
summer.
heard
to
that
help
these two
pollinate.
freaking idiots are sniffling, and they're like, "We're done with this episode."
Yeah. Okay. I apologize. I'll move on. Anywho, so
Fine.
remember, let me help you make that make a duplicate of the jammer
you
that we
guys,
have on
you
Skype.
guys can do that easily.
Yeah.
enough.
Don't forget the big one.
We'll make the big one if needed to, Kane.
We'll go to
Get
the
there when we get there.
we'll go to the gas station.
So where are we going from here?
So we jam her
We'll get a
first,
lot of duct tape.
and then we go to the Red Plains Tech Hub.
like a sandwich, she's been jammed.
Whoa. We go there.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like
all
a
right.
good name.
You're going to the Red Place Tech Hub?
Yep.
All right, so this time, you fly over it for a second, and you see this is not like the old one. The old one, if you remember, was a large facility factory.
Mhm.
This one is, I need different music.
Tech hub music.
Faux sure. I need this.
The RPTH-E.
Earth Branch.
All right,
Dash Earth.
you fly over it, and you look down, and you see fire.
Go on.
It is a sort of train, like a assembly line of just flame as many robot parts get dumped into a big furnace. That furnace funnels down into a mold, and then that mold flips over and turns and then becomes a leg. And then that leg turns and gets attached to a larger piece, and they're creating huge Titan walkers, like Pacific Rim style robots. Massive,
Jaegers?
like Jaegers, massive Godzilla-sized.
Holy
Robots.
bananas.
Is this normal?
Future man.
I'm gonna.
Like, is there a precedent for this?
Yes and no.
Good question.
Well, what is the
where
yes?
these are made.
The yes is that this facility was designed to build the ships that took Earth into the stars.
We're towing Earth.
This
No. It's like how we got off planet. We built the ships to
built
get us off
ships,
planet.
like-
Gigantic
yeah,
ships.
yeah.
Makes real big stuff.
And then,
and so it's now been converted into a Red Plains tech hub.
but I mean, like, are Jaegers like commonplace, or is Al building a secret army of giants?
That's a great question.
Or is it just Earth's natural defenses? Okay.
As in, like, can I check history or something?
What does
to know?
Ewan have to say about this?
Well, Ewan's never seen this before.
Okay,
There's no way.
that's a good thing to note.
Yes.
War-wise.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, they've never used giant mechs in war so far.
Or industry?
Industry, yes. Large robots have been used in industry.
Probably just to build skyscrapers.
They're basically superior cranes. You have the hands tangibility of being able to move things with your hands.
Okay, so we're not alarmed.
Not per se,
We're just like, whoa.
but they're bigger than
But yeah.
The same feeling you get when you go to a giant factory.
Yeah.
because it's like it looks like the small factory from where you are at, but it's not.
Joe
The scale is bizarre.
Thor is going to look.
Mega Scott.
Joe Thor is going to look at down. And he's just going to be like, I've only heard about robots that big. Those are impressive pieces of technology.
I want one.
Mega Scott.
Well, if you remember, Scott, you can enter a body.
I was thinking about it.
But yeah, they're all
that in
piecing,
your
and there's a
back
larger tower, like the bridge of a Star Destroyer, kind of looming above this facility, a glass infrastructure that holds. It's like an air traffic control. It sits above an airport,
Yeah.
but in this case, it is the director of the facility,
Right.
his offices and whatnot. And there's a long bridge that goes across from the edge of the road towards the center area that then sprawls out into these huge furnaces and moving machines that like would kill you if you didn't cross this path. And the only place to land that is like flat, unmoving land is just outside of that bridge.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
So we're going there?
I suggest we take a cautionary approach.
Scott,
How?
you check for thermal scan, see if anyone's here.
I think we're going to need a different spectrum of scan.
yes. I
You
think
check
all,
thermal. Everything's white.
Yes, I
It's
think
a warm place.
it's like a beach. Everything is hot.
Okay, so
Depends on the beach.
Jackson,
might-
you're getting so good at ragtag that it's leaking its way into D&D.
Yeah.
So the harsh reality here is you're not doing a bad job. But
No.
I am going to talk to the audience and you at the same time. The difficulty of people who play lots of D&D and people who play lots of the other games that we're playing, like Ross is finding that happy medium too. When you play games like Wizard's Old Harbor and Dungeon World or not Wizard's Old Harbor, but Monster of the Week, like those kinds of games encourage you to say yes and like create parts of the world and do all these different things. D&D is a totally different game in that it requires the dungeon master to say, here's the thing, what I say about the thing is what it is, and then you ask questions about the thing to help form the thing, but you can't invent any new thing about the thing. Does that make sense?
It's scientific.
Yeah.
Like, it's very different than the game like Ragtag. Ragtag, you can be like, oh, it's an Imperial Super Star Destroyer, I know what that includes, and then I can yes and our way through that.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like, what I've designed is what it is, and it really isn't anything else. And it's so hard because you're really good at Ragtag, and as we're navigating this, you're learning how it feels to play D&D amidst those other games. So it's cool.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing a great job. I'm talking to the audience
I
because
thought you had a
that's where the
thermal scan too,
disconnect
though.
is
That's why I
happening.
was like,
No,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
No, we were just.
So when you told Scott, look at thermal scans, his character sheet doesn't have the ability to do that.
I thought it did.
He does have a vision that lets him see,
I
but
mean, we could use the ship.
but it's not like you could like.
Actually,
we have to find a way to
Actually, I do have
thermal vision.
thermal sight up to 30 feet.
30 feet is where the difficulty lies.
But also,
Well, now it's where the difficulty lies.
like
I was half right.
at like an assembly / foundry, like you're just gonna get heat signatures.
Oh, that's just
I
the
spaced
nature
that
of
part on
Foundry.
me.
Foundries are gross, man.
But yeah.
Well, wouldn't the heat signatures off people be cooler than the factory itself?
Theoretically, yes, but the latent heat around all of this would cover.
Yeah.
It'd be like looking through a sea of noise. The Red Plains Tech Hub is responsible for creating the engines of civilization. Some would call it industrial light and magic.
Got it.
It still won't be enough to warm me.
So are we landing?
Yes.
Everything's so
Yeah.
depressing.
Ewan, why don't you
Yeah.
Ewan, why don't you land us over by the end of the bridge?
Can I use my nanots to change my color?
Nanites to change your color. No.
Can I do anything to change my color?
Do you have a thing on your character sheet that lets you change your color?
Do you
can I
have
use
a
something?
can of paint?
Is there an item, an object, or a function that would
Hear me
allow-
out.
Eventually.
Eventually?
Yeah, like
yeah.
you could find something.
I know of one.
Okay. What?
They call it paint.
Do we have any paint?
Hear me out.
We only got a tarp while we were at the gas
Yeah, I
station.
think that's.
We have duct
You
tape.
could go to the store and buy paint.
We do have duct
We
tape.
have not landed yet. We're just doing a flyby.
We
so-
have duct
True,
tape, and we
true.
could just cover up your paint. That way.
I'm okay with you going to the store and hand waving that you buy paint.
Let's
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Hand
All right,
wave.
Because I think I need to not be purple.
Okay.
going in there.
You hand wave.
But I buy some purple as well to change.
Why don't you just paint yourself totally black?
So not hide in plain sight?
I'm just like be invisible. Like do whatever you want.
Okay.
You're the boss of your own.
yeah.
Then
I
we
mean,
can,
I was
you
just
can paint yourself.
then you can hide in the shadows.
I was going to paint myself to be like blue or red.
Oh, I see. Okay,
To blend
that's
in.
super fun.
Which one was which?
I
I think blue's
Red was
the-
combat.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say I
thought- I
think
figured
blue is good and red's.
typically-
Yeah,
would
I'd paint
hurt.
myself blue then.
Yeah. Just
All
a
right.
service spot.
Typical.
He's a little wet, but he's good.
Nice, fresh.
I do not
nice
touch
smell
it.
of fresh paint.
Little handprint on the face.
Oh no, I got blue on.
Like Echo.
Oh no, I got blue on me. Oh,
Yes, like Echo
All right, so
with the handprint.
we're back there. We get out of the ship. Are we taking memory with us?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I could go with you. I'm just not sure how helpful I would be without the
Right.
abilities that I have now.
Might be
did you-
smart to have someone take care of the ship while we're.
Probably a good
Probably
idea. Memory. Keep the engines warm and ready. On the off chance that this all goes to shit and we have to get out of here quickly.
Sure, it's cold fusion, so if it's warm, I'll call you.
You know what I mean.
I knew what you.
Keep the engines ready.
I will go ahead and scout ahead.
And then you guys all land. The back opens up. You guys walk out. Scott says, "I'll check ahead."
He climbs out.
He starts walking out, and then you guys go,
Upside
and then
down.
Memory just flies the ship away to not be in the middle of the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
On the
yeah,
street or the landing pad?
well.
There's no real landing pad. That's what I'm trying to imply is that there's the street that gets you to this
street.
this
Yeah.
doorway,
Yeah.
I see.
right? So you guys
a driveway.
land in this area, you start walking, and you see on both sides are these like huge sidewalks. If you've ever been on any bridge that is in like a larger city, you see there's like the sidewalks that are really kind of fairly small. They have decent railings, but mainly it's for the road.
Right.
And you guys are walking on that, and you see these large trucks going towards this facility carrying who knows what, large dump trucks. And these dump trucks are
Scrap, probably.
huge. These dump trucks are massive. Like when you see like at a mining facility.
Oh,
and you,
those
yeah,
big. Oh.
like if a human
Well, it
is
looks
this,
like a child's Tonka truck, but
yeah, if
size
a
of a
human is
building.
the size of a dice, I am the Jaeger, and if the human is the size of the dice, then the truck is bigger than this book,
Yeah.
yep, that's about right.
right? Like we're talking huge things that are being pulled up into this facility.
So this is a strong bridge.
Yeah, like the trucks in Avatar.
This is a strong bridge.
Oh yeah,
Has to.
Well, yeah.
yes, it's a massive bridge.
All
And
right.
what I'm saying is that it's a walk.
Yeah.
Don't try to destroy it this time.
That's a great idea. Yes. Let's try not to destroy our easiest way back.
Question is, do we want to sneak in or bluff our way in?
Well, I feel like sneaking in is probably your easiest way.
Can't we just ask him?
Well,
That would be bluffing our way in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we also have
Oh.
to figure out, what story would we tell them? Right.
The atmosphere changes from like a sci-fi perfection or like a slum or whatever you were imagining to like the castle in Shrek or Mustafar in Star Wars to give you this like red and black contrast to what you're picturing in your head. It's not like a utopia. It's like gunmetal and
I thought George had
Heavy
theory on
metal.
Geonosis.
And now I'm going back and forth in my head on the music between Obi-Wan and
Star
Anakin,
Wars.
and then the castle chase scene in Shrek. I'm just going back. That's just what's going on back and forth in my
I thought
head.
this music was good.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
this
vibe.
is
It's working for it.
Yeah.
So,
Internal monologue.
all right. So, because I could try and get us in, but we might have better luck just sneaking in one of these
Maybe
massive trucks.
Maybe we try both. Except this time you try to sneak in instead of Ewan trying to sneak in.
But you guys don't have a pretense.
Oh. We could be selling vacuum cleaners.
I could try and pass you off as potential investors who want a tour of the facility.
Is that something a normal Scott bot does?
A service bot would.
I would just be your escort.
Yes. He could be our escort and either investors, or we could be people that looking to buy products.
Wouldn't that be the story
So-
if we got caught?
Have you ever been outside of like a fence at like a huge facility where they're doing something?
Yeah.
That you just like, you're like, if I could just walk in here.
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna stop me.
Right.
You kind of get that feeling
Uh-huh.
that you're actually in more danger being in the facility. So they don't necessarily care. You'll just die and become a part of the metal.
Well, in the non-control area.
Right. So right now you're in like the walkway that will get you to the doorway. The door is gonna just be open. There's no way it wouldn't be.
Well, we walk in.
Yeah.
So you walk.
I'm going to put in a holographic mustache. It's a Fu Manchu, by the way.
And I'm sort of not kidding when I say it's a mile-long bridge.
Yeah.
And you get finally to this doorway, and it's just like next to this massive garage door. Like, again, I have to do scale.
Some sliding doors.
The garage door is, give me a ruler. This is the garage door, and this millimeter, this one little centimeter, is the door that you are at.
Seems very inefficient.
So
No, it's a different door.
so that's
Like you're at a little
yeah,
regular door.
a human door.
It's not the same door.
Like a regular human, you could like pull it open door,
It's not in the other door.
and it's a push, not pull, and there it is.
Okay.
All right.
Well, easy
Is
enough.
it at least glass?
No, it's made of like
no.
wrought iron steel.
No.
All right.
This is very inviting.
Joe Thor will. You said it's push, not pull.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah, I know.
You
So-
open the door.
Does it say it on
open-
the door?
No, it's one of those that like has a handle that goes both ways,
Oh.
and so you have to just make the call, and you're not sure because it's all kind of the metalish, blackish color.
I chose correct.
Anyway,
Heads. Yeah. Anyway, yes.
you go
through the door.
to push. It's a pull, and then you go in.
Oh, dang it.
All right.
No, it doesn't matter.
Unless
and
I'm fighting them
what,
before.
What do we see on the other side?
What you see on the other side is you see one of those robots walking over to the Tonka truck
It's not a
in
lobby?
in its area. No, it's a massive
gate.
No, it's a huge area, right? But like, there's another garage door on the other side, and all of these parked trucks that you guys saw come in. This robot is like bending down like a child.
Oh, the big
And-
one.
Yeah, and grabs the back of this huge truck that you guys remember being dwarfed next to.
Right.
Grabs some of it and dumps it onto the assembly line that is traveling through the upper portion
Right.
of this.
Is
So
the
it's-
robot sitting?
Yeah. And it's just grabbing it and then putting it up there and then continuously doing that.
So he's
playing
just sitting there like a toddler playing with trucks.
The trucks 3-point turn and leave the facility with what they've just dropped off.
Right.
In the corner of this room is the small office with a person who's sitting down, arms crossed, and is just kind of looking. And they have like a foreman's hat on.
Can we see them from where we're at? Or is it
Yeah,
really
there's like a
far
little
away?
door into their office glass.
Is it by us or is it on the opposite side?
on the
of
opposite
room?
side of the room?
Oh, great. So we can see that there is a person.
yes.
That's it. Because
Yeah.
it's freaking huge.
Right.
I'm going to go into stealth.
You stealth. You're crawling on your belly. Because that's the only way that you'd be hidden.
All right.
Because it is just a big open space.
And I General Grievous crawl all the way over there.
You are a spider. Go to the corner.
Oh, shoot. You can climb on the wall.
Yeah. Does he have a roof?
Yeah, oh yeah. This is like an enclosed garage that would basically...
AC, I'm sure.
They would have to like...
Oh, yeah.
You're recognizing that these garage doors are so that these robots can crawl through.
No, I mean for his office.
Yeah, it's the regular door.
It's a regular door?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. But it's not like a wall just for the sake of a wall. It also has like a roof on it.
I mean, unless
Yeah,
you
so it's like
cutting
if you're
drywall.
imagining... Yeah, if you're imagining like it's a little drywalled corner.
It is we have these at factories. These are a small, separate, air-conditioned location.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically
conditioning
there's
is
no
very important.
like it doesn't go all the way to the top. This office has a roof
Yeah.
on the interior of this facility.
Just a small box of them.
The AC is on top of the roof.
Yeah. Okay.
That is how they're built.
And then I'm going to get out of his field of vision.
Yep. On the wall.
Stand back up.
Yep.
And just enter through the door. Casually.
Okay. So you enter through the door.
Are we going that direction
you,
also?
You try, and it's like, and you see there's a little key card swipe. You gotta swipe in.
Can I hack it?
Ooh. This is a technology check.
Okay.
So you could hack it, but not like hack it.
I think he's saying you can't hack
I
it.
can hotwire it, but I can't digitally hack it.
Yeah, it's a key card.
All right. I'd like to hotwire it.
All right, so you just take off the front of this thing. You see a bunch of wiring. You see this little machine modem. And yeah, you can make a technology check to open the door.
Are we walking in that direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're all just walking?
Yeah, just
Sure.
Yeah. We're just casually. It's
Over
like,
there.
Why did he stealth?
Because it's fun.
I don't know.
I didn't make a roll for it either, did I?
His plan.
No. I thought there was going to be a
Thing,
way.
too.
No. That's fine. I mean, Joe Thor is just.
I think I've seen that in a movie
12.
before.
12?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get in.
Okay.
This is like a facility built like it's not like a government facility. It's like
Sure.
they're building robots. Or at least this is the front door, so
So I walk in.
Yep.
I just very casually.
it's hanging there, it's broken.
Yes,
What?
but I kind of
You
do
put
it.
the panels back on or anything?
Oh, are you gonna put it back?
Sure. Yeah. I
So he
just
puts the panel on.
stuff it back in.
It's probably okay.
It looks okay.
It does look okay.
And that's all that
It does not stand up to inspection. Well, not with a 12.
So then I walk in.
Yep. And he just looks over. Goes back to looking forward.
I walk over to one of the computers.
Okay. Little like, basically, if you could imagine like NASA computers, just like sitting there, these simple
big-
screens and like these big buttons everywhere, and
just a ton of them.
there's a bunch of buttons. You don't know what they do. Some dials, some individual things, and then what looks like a control sort of remote.
The most analog computer you've ever seen in your entire existence.
It's like this facility seems dated.
That Scott has anyway.
I'm going to. Can I?
You go over to one of these computers.
I'd like to persuade him to take the day off.
Okay. So how do you begin doing that?
Good question.
Well, I mean, do I have to go through the rigmarole of hacking the computer to find out what his name is and his employee, or can I just look at his?
I like
His
He has a badge. You want to look at his badge?
I just look at his badge.
Phil Jenkins.
Phil Jenkins. Phil Jenkins, I am here to inform you that you have been given the day off.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to get my overtime. Who sent you over here?
Well,
Make your deception check,
deception check.
and we'll see how this goes.
We don't allow overtime. You're paid salary.
This type of job? No way.
13.
13. He says what I said, and he's like, "Who sent you over here? Who was it?"
Management.
Okay. Yep. They definitely put you up to this. All right. I'll leave. I'll get 50 and I'll go. Okay.
Sounds good.
What is he currently at?
12.
Who knows?
And you walk out of the room.
No, I go up behind him as
Oh.
he turns back.
Okay.
and I choke him till he goes unconscious.
You have
You do that.
Yep.
you have been
I
relieved.
gingerly place him in the corner of the room.
Do you put his hat on?
You drag him over there. His steel-toed boots like vibrating against the floor as you get him against the back wall, and then you just sort of, and then you take the hat that fell on the floor and just put it back on top of his head,
I pose him as if he's napping.
and then clip
in
and
the
take
chair?
Phil Jenkins' name tag.
At this point, Joe Thor's walking in and he sees Scott dragging him over. It's like, Scott,
There's glass in the front. We all saw it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If anybody was watching, they would have seen it. I actually like the idea that Scott goes up behind it, and then it cuts to your guys' vantage point, and you just see Scott go, "Wah!" or whatever he does.
Just the robot
chokes him out. Chokes him out. He's
Like, interaction. Walks behind.
just dragged down to the corner. It's so funny from outside.
Oh yeah.
Silence.
Like
With
you
the
hear
nose-
like
yeah.
the AC, and then it cuts to outside. It's all just silent. We heard nothing. It's so good.
Oh no. We hear everything. It's just.
Well, it's a good scene. Yeah, you hear like the movement. Yeah, that's a good scene.
Joe Thor's going to look over the other
white
two
noise.
and just-
Scott being like Mr. Bean right now.
Well, but like freaking lethal, Mr. Bean.
You can't see it under the helmet, but
He's
Ewan's
okay.
smiling.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can hear
Scott
it.
sits
Scott-
down where he was sitting and gets
You
on
and
the
that
computer
little heh.
as everyone enters the room.
Scott, was that necessary? Please tell me you didn't like kill him. He's just unconscious, right?
He is merely sleeping.
Permanently?
No.
Good.
I hope not.
Good. You're normally the one that advocates for killing people.
Are we supposed to kill him?
Only if
No,
they-
we're
only-
not supposed to kill him. He did nothing.
Only if they
He probably has
deserve
children and a wife.
He is currently getting overtime.
Well, he is now.
And probably workman's comp and
And eventually disability.
war crimes. The game.
I just suffocated him until he lost consciousness. I did not break his collarbone.
I know.
It's only a war crime if you lose.
Okay. Well, let's get on these computers before he wakes up.
Oh, trust me.
It pops
We'll
up with a
handle
little
that.
green text.
What does the text say?
The text says operation active.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Close out a
Oh,
game
pops
of
up. Was it
Salt.
already up?
Yeah, like that. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
like are turning stuff
Oh,
on and
okay,
seeing what's
yeah.
going on.
Do we have to
and-
close
screen
out a
had gone
game of
to sleep.
Solitaire first?
Oh no, he was just sitting there.
He's actually doing
Simple
his job.
man.
I don't know if you
job.
can call it that, but sure.
All right, and Joe Thor is just going to kind of navigate through the computer, see what he can find, and he is interested in like the Jaeger program. I'm not sure if we'll
Sure.
call them Jaeger.
What are we calling them?
What are they called?
Giants?
No, there's a word for. They're called mechs.
Oh, Max. Okay.
They are mechs.
Yeah.
Right, but they're not mechs. They're robots.
Do you ride in them?
Can.
Go, Power Ranger.
They're more. They have an automated function, but they're also.
The TMs,
You
Titan
can
Max.
ride in them, or you can.
Right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, he's just gonna look through that, just kind
Hold
of
them with your mind.
because he's never been from Nimbus, and this is his first foray off planet, other than our other adventures. He's never seen. He's heard of the mechs, but he's never seen them before. So he's just trying to kind of get information, like how are they powered, how
Yeah.
they're made, all that, and he's gonna look to see if they have military capabilities.
Okay.
Or see if that's
You
easily accessible.
immediately become aware that this computer is not going to give you the answers you need.
Gotcha. It's more like just daily operations.
Yep.
Okay.
Barely.
You know where you need to go.
Does it have a map?
You need to go up.
Right.
So the British did not go to the top.
Am I?
The British did not go to the top.
No,
No,
the
it
bridge
just
went
wants-
across to the bottom, and you are now having to get to the top.
So I did all this to this poor man for nothing.
I mean, he needed the workman's comp.
You have his badge.
There you go. We have-
yes, we do have his
As
badge.
much as Phil has access to, you have access to.
Yeah.
And Joe Thor's
As much as
gonna
Phil.
download just kind of a general map of the facility. Can I access a general map of the
Nope,
facility?
it is an analog,
Okay.
shitty computer.
All right.
I have made that very
Okay.
clear.
Just making sure. All right.
Is there an elevator anywhere?
No.
It's a worse computer than you can get
Stairs.
today.
So it's just an empty garage with trucks, mechs, a dump chute.
There are two
office.
points of exit. There is
The way we came
The
in.
way- came in.
The way you came in, there's the garage door on the other side. Sorry, there's 3. And then there's the conveyor belt that is moving along the top.
Wait, there's not a door into the facility? A small door?
The small door is in the facility. You're right.
Okay, all right.
All right, guys. Looks like we need to go up high.
All right. Well, I put Phil back in his chair, slumped over on his computer.
He's unconscious.
I know. So that when he wakes up, he just.
But we have his badge. Hopefully, he does not remember you.
Yeah, so like as you're walking away,
Why would
doesn't
It's just
matter,
a
he's
blue
painted
sky
you
blue.
walk
yeah.
into this huge garage, basically, trying to figure out what you're going to do next. And then all of a sudden, Phil just goes, we'll pick up there next time. Phil does not do that. That was definitely, he's totally unconscious. And in his dreams, he's picturing seeing you once more next time. And roll to 1 in orbit 21.